What's going on, guys? We are finally here. We are finally going to be discussing Season 3, Episode 1 of The Mandalorian. Now, there are some things I want to get to into this episode, but overall, it was decent. But again, to me, obviously, it was too short. This was probably one of the shortest premieres on a Disney Plus show for Star Wars. But overall, it was decent. There were some things touched up on. So pretty much the way this begins is you have the armor making some type of helmet for what looks to be a brand new for the younglings, and then you have where she is giving the rite of passage for their creed for to be a Mandalore, but it's interrupted by some type of alligator or crocodile creature, and all the Mandalorians are trying to fight it off, and the big brute one that has a Vizsla is also trying to fight off this type of creature as well. And there seems to be a lot more. Then Mando does show up and blasts it out of the fray, and then he tries to go talking to the armor, and the armor still explains to him that you took off your helmet, you are no longer part of the Mandalore, as well as also he does explain to her, he said, okay, so if I go back to Mandalore, since I found this and it was from the surface, from a traveler, if I'm able to bathe in the springs and show my grievances and say, hey, I paid my dues and I could be a Mandalorian again. And then she does agree. He says, I'll see you again. So he goes to go see Carl Weathers' character, and he sees how much the town has it's thrived, it's changed, and he does see how he has become a high magistrate. And we do see where he does offer him a job to be not only his marshal but also a place to stay, that hey, you completed your mission. And he says, I did. He says, but the child came back to me on his own fruition. And then he explains, okay, why do you need me, like where's Dune? And apparently it does get shown that Gina Carano's character, Cara Dune, that after she brought in, of course, the villain, our main antagonist from the last season, that she got recruited by Special Forces, and now she's no longer there, and that's why he needs a marshal. So we do see where some pirates are causing trouble, and we see where Din Djarin has to help Carl Weathers' character and chase him off. And once that happens, he explains to him, hey, I'm not only here to see you, but I'm also in need of help. I also need the droid that saved our lives. And so after having help with not BB-8, but the one that saved their lives, he has to show him, okay, like, can I try to bring him back with all the parts that I have? And it doesn't always work, because he tries to, and he explains to him in the beginning that if that happens, then he's probably not going to wake up the same, which he doesn't, because he goes back to his old programming trying to kill Baby Yoda. Din Djarin has to put him down. They take him to another section of the city with these other creatures that we saw obviously in the Rise of Skywalker, who was working on C-3PO, and then what we see is they even tell him that's not working without a particular part, and he says, okay, well, if I get this part, can you still try to put them back together? He says, yeah, we can. And then after that happens, he says, keep an eye on him, I will be back. So then he goes to go see, of course, Bo-Katan, but before that, he does come across the pirates that he helped chase off, and they try to go after him. We see this big little space battle, and then after that happens, we see where he kills mostly of them, but then he sees a captain of a pirate ship, and he of course tells Baby Yoda, hey, never trust a pirate, and then they escape. Then he finally goes to see a local planet of the Mandalorian system to go talk to Bo-Katan, and she pretty much tells him that any followers that she did have were disbanded after her coming back without of the Darksaber, and most of them now are become mercenaries, and there's really no reason for her to even be involved anymore. And he tells her he's going to go back to Mandalore, and she says there's nothing left after everything that happened. So it looks like she's changing her story about what she said. And he even tells her, like, okay, make up your mind. Like, what exactly are you telling me here? And he even tells her, he says, look, he says, I'm going to still go one way or another, and I'm going to prove to you, and I'm going to be forgiven my transgressions. Now, that's pretty much how the episode ends, and I will say it was good seeing Bo-Katan. It was good seeing Carl Weathers' character. I still think it was kind of lame of how they said with what happened with Gina Carano's character, because, again, I'm going to say this now, I was very much against what happened with Gina Carano. I think that's very crappy what they did to her. I think that overall this episode was good to a certain degree. The main best part, I would say, in my opinion, was, of course, the beginning. Because it made you think that this young boy that was supposedly going to be introduced into the Mandalore society was possibly like a memory of young Din Djarin, and it wasn't. And then also, of course, where they are traveling through hyperspeed, and you got to see the space whales. I can't remember their name. We got to see them in Star Wars Rebels, where Ezra took them along with Thrawn into deep space, and that they're able to go through, light speed, and we're able to see, that they're just that natural, that they're that fast, that they're that vibrant, that they're that beautiful, that they don't harm anybody, that they're very much in tune with the Force. So Baby Yoda finally got to see that, and I thought that was pretty cool, like a little Easter egg of Star Wars Rebels. So overall, like I said, a very decent episode. Probably not the best episode in my opinion, but still a decent episode overall. I'm very much looking forward to, seeing more of the Mandalorians and more Mandalore, and we are going to be seeing that this season, but I'm also kind of curious of what else we're going to be seeing this season. So stay tuned, guys. We are going to be doing more reviews or weekly reviews of the Mandalorian. We're probably going to do maybe more Mandalorian reviews at some point, or theories, I should say. But either way, let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments down below. If you guys are new to the channel, honestly about subscribing, leave a big fat like in the video if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you as always on the very next one.